Welcome back, friends, to another weekly video on how to master your money. And today we're going to be doing a book review on The Age of Anomaly by Andrei Polgar. And this book talks about the question, how to avoid financial collapse. So we're talking about this book, The Age of Anomaly, and this is a new business book. It was just released. You can get it on Amazon, and I'm going to put the link in the description below, so go check it out. The author of this book is actually another YouTuber. So he runs the YouTube channel 1 Minute Economics, and if you haven't seen any of his videos, they're great. You should go check them out. So why am I reviewing this book? There is an issue that I worry about. And that's that we'll lose knowledge about market crashes. You know, it wasn't that long ago that we all went through the Great Recession. So this all happened roughly 10 years ago. And I'm sure most of you remember what it was like. I know I do. It was scary. When I look back on what happened, I think to myself, holy cow, that was serious. The global economy was on the brink of financial collapse. Stock markets around the world were crashing. Lehman Brothers, the fourth largest investment bank in the world, went bankrupt. And Jim Cramer goes on CNBC yelling and screaming, saying they know nothing. So if you went through that experience, you're better with your money. If you know what it feels like to go through a market crash, you're smarter, more prepared, and a better investor. The problem is that young people growing up today didn't go through that experience. So if you're graduating high school today, let's say you're 18 years old, when the Great Recession happened, you were 8. So you were probably only vaguely aware of what was going on in the stock market. This book, The Age of Anomaly, captures that knowledge on how to avoid financial collapse. I think it's an incredibly important book to talk about and pass down to future generations. To give you a short summary of the book, this book is about market crashes, and it's basically broken into 3 main sections. The first section goes through the history of market crashes. So it goes through all these different crashes and tells you the story behind what happened. The second section goes into an analysis of why these market crashes happened and what was going on from an economic perspective. The final sections of the book give you practical steps you can use to help prepare yourself for market crashes in the future. Now, I read a lot of business books, and I gotta say, this is the type of business book that I really enjoy. It gives you a lot of history, a lot of stories. It also gives you a lot of theory behind what is happening. And then it gives you practical advice you can implement in your life today. And it's written in a way that's really easy for the average person to understand. And that's something I really appreciate. Now, I have to be brutally honest here about my criticism on this book, because I don't agree with this author on everything. You know, this is a book that's written about market crashes. And the book is written in a way that is more pessimistic about the future of the global economy. Now, my personal opinion is I tend to be more on the optimistic side about things. You know, I look around and I see so many incredible things happening in the business world that's going to change our lives for the better. And so I tend to be really optimistic about the future of the global economy, but I do appreciate hearing other people's perspectives, especially when it comes to money. So I wanted to share a couple of things I really enjoyed about the book. I really liked the history section that goes through and tells you all these stories about these market crashes. I've actually been looking for a book just like this for some time that goes through all of these different historical events. I thought it was very well researched. You know, I thought I knew a lot about all of these events, but I even learned stuff that was new. So that's always really cool. Another thing I really liked was the section on stock market investing. And the author lays out 20 rules that he follows when he invests. So when I was sitting there reading this section and I got to rule 20, I was so shocked that I jumped out of my chair. Rule 20 is my favorite rule in investing, and nobody talks about it. How did this guy know about Rule 20? This is what the rule says. Stocks which are underperforming the market aren't necessarily bargains, There might just be something seriously wrong with their business model. Rule 20 is referring to value investing. And value investing is a system of investing where you buy stocks based on undervalued companies so that when the stock market corrects, you'll make money. Rule 20 is saying that you can't blindly follow any investment strategy because if that company goes bankrupt, you lose everything. There's an important reason nobody talks about Rule 20, and that's because when people write books on investing, they're trying to sell you something. So if someone's trying to sell you a system of investing based on value investing, they're not going to tell you about the times it doesn't work. Well, this guy's not trying to sell you anything. The whole point of this book is that sometimes markets move in ways you don't expect, and you need to be prepared. My favorite part of the book is actually at the very end of the book, where the author has some short sections that he included on inflation and deflation. And you can really see all of his work that he's done on 1-minute economics because it really shines through in these sections. These sections are short, to the point, concise, and very well explained. In fact, I think these are the best explanations I have ever read on inflation and deflation. So in summary, I don't normally do book reviews on this channel, but I wanted to do one about this book because I loved it. The author obviously put a lot of time and effort into writing this book, and I'm really glad that he did. It's very well written, it's easy for the average person to understand, and I think this is a very important book for today and future generations. I highly recommend it. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about market crashes, and do you think another one is coming? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, click on that subscribe button. The best way to supercharge a business is through accounting and corporate finance, and I release a new video every week, so come back and check out next week's video.